Birmingham. Today is Tuesday, June 6th. The time is now 9:35. I call to order the meeting of the Birmingham City Council. This morning's invocation will be led by Reverend Dr. Christopher Hamlin, pastor of Tabernacle Baptist Church, and Councilor Quinn will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're willing and able, please stand.
May we pray. Gracious God, in the sacredness of this place, we commend into your care the leadership of the city of Birmingham and all the citizens of our metropolitan community. Grant them wisdom as they meet today and discuss issues and make decisions that affect how the people of this city and how the people who do business in this city live. Keep forever in the front of their minds that Birmingham, in its 152 years of existence, continues to struggle with issues of racism, equality, equity, crime, health care, poverty, and all. So many other issues that impacts the quality of life. May they govern in ways that produce positive outcomes. We affirm that this is a good city, a good place to live and work. We affirm that the people of Birmingham are good people, that there is good in everyone. May your blessings always be with us. In your holy name, we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Reverend Hamlin, for that prayer. At this time, good morning, Mr. Clerk.
Good morning.
Call the roll.
Council Member Abbott. Council Member Clark. Council Member Moore. Council Member O'Quinn.
Good morning.
Good morning. Council Member Tate. Good morning. Council Member Williams. Council Member Woods. Good morning. Council President Pro Tem Smitherman. Council President Alexander.
Good morning, President. Councilors, the minutes are not ready for March 7th, 2023 through May 30th, 2023. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning, Madam President. Good morning to the council, as well as good morning to the public. It's good to see everybody this morning. A few notes, Madam President and council. One, I want to start with just some pretty important things that residents are concerned about. It's regarding trash and recycling. The City of Birmingham's curbside recycling pickup for residents will resume on tomorrow, June 7th. Again, curbside recycling pickup for our residents will resume tomorrow, June 7th. The city provides curbside recycling on the first and third Wednesday of each month. City of Birmingham will also continue to keep residents informed about bulk trash, as well as the pickup with daily updates online at birminghamal.gov/bulk trash. Again, that's birminghamal.gov/bulk trash. As a reminder for those residents using the new carts, you should place them in front of your homes. Any household garbage placed on the ground in alleys or on the ground in front of your residence will not be picked up. And you can receive more information as well as updates by going to birminghamal.gov/pickup or simply by texting BHAM-READY to 888-777. Again, that's BHAM-READY to 888-777. Madam President and Council, each month I'll come before you this year as we commemorate the 60 years, that is, of the Birmingham Civil and Human Rights Movement. We're commemorating this all year long, and the City of Birmingham will unveil a different theme poster each month to honor the various people and acts of heroism that took place in our city and community. June is the month we reflect upon restorative justice and the efforts to repair the breach in racism. June's poster is themed Break Every Chain and features a collage of past and present champions of justice. This month, our partners will host several events across the city, and in addition to that, the city of Birmingham will reopen the historic A.G. Gaston Motel in the weeks to come. Please stay tuned, Council, as I'll be sure to brief you and give you all an update before that goes public. Also, check out the calendar of events for details about these and other activities happening all year at birminghamal.gov/forgingjustice. Again, that's birminghamal.gov/forgingjustice. Related to that theme poster I mentioned a moment ago, free copies of this month's poster are available at City Hall. We want to appreciate and celebrate the fans of Legion FC who came out and supported the Legion in droves as they hammered down and won against Charlotte 2 weeks ago. We're happy to announce that Birmingham's Legion FC will take on Major League Soccer club Inter Miami FC for the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals tomorrow at Protective Stadium at 7 p.m. I think it's at a minimum equally important that we show up in the same spirit and excitement and numbers we showed up a few weeks ago. At this time, Madam President and Council, I would like for Doris Sims, Johnny Gunn, Loretta Waits, Jason Avery, and all neighborhood officers who are present to come up to the podium and stand to my left and right, blinking me. What's up, everybody? What's up, Mr. Gunn? Everything right? Everybody good? Good to see you. Madam President and Council, first let me acknowledge the President of CBA, and that's Mr. Jimmy Coleman. I want to acknowledge all the other officers that are present. As you know, the NUSA convention that is over now, but City of Birmingham came back with something to not only brag and boast about, but a model for other neighborhoods across the nation. During the recent NUSA convention, 2 Birmingham areas received recognition for their efforts to make the Magic City better. So first up is Mr. Jason Avery, who is the president of the Woodlawn Neighborhood Association. For the public, for anyone who does not know this, Woodlawn Neighborhood Association received Neighborhood of the Year for its litter and trash abatement initiative. Just a little detail, they address monthly cleanups, illegal dumping, and a commercial district chip trash can pilot program that Mr. Avery can explain in a few moments. In addition to that, some of the coolest people I know in District 8 are here. The 5 Points West community, which is made up of 6 neighborhoods, won 2nd place for Community of the Year. They identified areas to improve their quality of life in 2022. The organizers of this effort included Doris Sims, Johnny Gunn, and Loretta Waits. So on behalf of a very grateful city, I would want to publicly congratulate them for their outstanding efforts. And at this time, Madam President and Council, I first want to start with inviting Mr. Avery up, followed by Ms. Sims, to give some comments on their recent victories and highlight whatever they would like to share in regards to what I've just acknowledged.
Good morning, everyone. All right, to the mayor's staff, and all our esteemed councilmen, I am the proud president of the Woodlawn Neighborhood Association and the Woodlawn community, a complicated but great history since 1815. So we're just the latest iteration of people trying to do what's right for the community. So we came up with a way to fight blight in Woodlawn. And so we came up with a 4-pronged process, what we call our litter and trash abatement movement, because it's not just a project, it is a movement. It has to keep going. So the first thing we did is we scheduled monthly cleanups in conjunction with our Woodlawn Business Association, the Woodlawn Neighborhood Association, our community partners, and all of our nonprofits. And we get together once a month and we go around and clean up everything. And we keep it also for special occasions such as our Woodlawn Street Market. The second part is we came up with our illegal dumping subcommittee, which is a way to give the Gladys Kravitzes, I know a lot of people are young here, but if you have a Gladys Kravitz, the nosy neighbor in your neighborhood, that's a great way. Let them take pictures, let them take video, but safely. The third thing we did is we engaged with a pilot with Public Works here, which is the Smart Trash Receptacle pilot. So what we do, our trash cans look exactly the same, but they have a chip in them that communicates to Public Works to tell them when to come clean up those cans. So they don't have to make wasted trips and come out, and they can address other areas that may need it in the neighborhood. And finally, what I'm most proud of is our area called The Way. We went and took an old, unused alley, and we turned it into 360-degree art with 11 murals and 1 branding wall. Now, what's really special about this space is it's dedicated only for female artists. So it is the largest collection of female murals in the whole state of Alabama in one place. So we're really proud of the things that we do, but what we really want to highlight is the use of collaboration. We know that the city can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. We all have to work together. That means bringing all of the partners to the table.
All right, good morning. All right, to the mayor and to this city council and to all of the leaders here that represent 5 Points West. You know, my name is Doris Sims, and I have served as the president of this community for at least 7 years. So in 2023, I decided that it was time to sort of step down, and I turned it over to Mr. Johnny Gunn, our illustrious leader now. In last year, 2022, we hosted Community Fun Day. And you have in your hand a little handout that I wanted to share with you to let you sort of give an idea of what we presented to NUSA. And basically what this is, what we decided to do. This Fun Day was with a purpose. And we chose our theme, Uniting Neighbors in One Voice. So in the forefront, basically what this led back to, and we showed NUSA that we were 6 neighborhoods that have worked collaboratively over the past several years. And what we showed them that when the city of Birmingham introduced the framework plan, we were one of the first communities to adopt the framework plan. And working under the leadership of our Community Resource Services officers and Mr. Revelle, who was then the director PEP, and Mr. Wilburn, and of course Ms. Katrina Thomas, we decided to adopt our own version of the framework plan, which we call the 5 Points West Action Plan. This action plan, we divided into 6 strategic goals. 1 was the quality of life, 2, public safety, 3, education, 4, community development, 5, environmental issues, and 6, economic development. So we used the Fun Day as a tool to implement our first strategic goal, which was the quality of life. And what we showed was that the city approved our initial one thing that we wanted to have done, which was the publication of a newsletter. And I think you have that in your hand. So we showed that we used this newsletter as the tool to promote within our neighborhoods, getting the message out to the leaders to come out. The Fun Day, we used the neighborhood tents as the main attraction, because what we wanted to do was encourage those who came out to go to the tents to register and get all the necessary information, because what we were focusing on is, in our quality of life, we saw across the board 3 things that we thought were sort of adverse thing against us, and that was crime and litter, and then of course we were concerned about our healthy lifestyle. So what we showed Newsom was in hosting this event, at the end we gave them a little bit of to let them know. From this, we ended up increasing our attendance. There was some attendance increase. We did increase like having cleanups as a way to address the litter. And then we also showed that we had zero crime during this particular fun day. So I didn't want to just elaborate too long, but I thought that in giving you this handout, you can sort of see how we rolled this out. We let Newsom know who we were, how we came to be, and what we were in terms of City of Birmingham. We showed them that our theme, our motto is a slice of Birmingham. And what we were showing that through this little pie that we illustrated, that we were one of the, sort of like 1/3 fraction of the City of Birmingham. We showed that we are anchored in the West. So we showed them, we showed our little logo, and then we just sort of laid out how we went about hosting this particular fun day. And I want to say thanks also to our counselor, who was very instrumental in helping us with our PR, her staff, and we had a video that really helped to show what was happening that particular day that we showed Noosa, and it just really drove everything home with what we had done. And so we are proud that from the cities allowing this framework plan, we now have a vehicle that we're using to help us focus on where we want to go in 5 Points West. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to turn this over first. I know both counselors will probably want to go ahead and just congratulate you. But let me start by saying this is the essence to me of what Noosa really means to us as a city, where we can go and showcase what we're doing. Wonderful, wonderful work that both of these communities have done. And as you said, working together, collaboratively, working together to make Birmingham really a great place to live. So thank you so much. I'm just so proud. I hate I didn't get to go with you this year. I was out on Palm Springs with you before, but I know it was just a very great opportunity to network and learn. So thank you so much. I'll turn over to Councilor Moore.
All right. Thank you, Madam President. Well, first of all, I just want to say congratulations to both neighborhoods. I know over in Woodlawn, Jason and the neighborhood officers there are no strangers to hard work. This is something that has been a norm even before he became a neighborhood officer, and so I'm not surprised that, you know, the things that he's been able to accomplish. I remember even, you know, during the mural process, he was up late nights outside, you know, with all the artists trying to make sure that, number one, they were safe as they were painting, but, you know, even, you know, just, you know, giving some input and giving encouragement, and it has been, you know, very instrumental, and has done a really good job at organizing and galvanizing community members to help them find a place for them to serve and to fit in. And so just grateful for the opportunity that we get an opportunity to go outside of Birmingham and have people to know what we're doing in our city, and that we're definitely taking strides. So kudos to both of you. Kudos to both of you.
Thank you, and I too want to congratulate both neighborhoods for being, and communities for being exemplary in terms of, you know, what people can accomplish by working together. And I know in Woodlawn there's a lot of people rowing in the same direction to really create more impact. And I feel like in 5 Points West we demonstrated, well, we're always working together, and Ms. Sims has been a mighty force, a driving force in that community for so many years. Maybe Mr. Gunn will let us take a breath for a minute, but we're not gonna miss we're not gonna miss too much, because, you know, he too is a driving force and was, you know, the wind beneath Ms. Sims' wing for a lot of years. But I'm just happy to be able to work with a group of leaders like we have in 5 Points West, who dream big and work hard and demonstrate, you know, that we can do more, you know, more and bigger by banding together. And I know that Ms. Streeter broke her neck to get in here and find parking, so I just want to welcome her to the lineup. Oh, okay. But anyway, I thought I was gonna have to tell you that she wanted to be here with you, but she did make it. So, just congratulations. I know how hard Ms. Sims works or has worked over the years, and we do want to give her her flowers while she's still here, and just follow in that great example of leadership. Continue to follow your example, Dora, as we keep moving things forward in 5 Points West. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilor Abbott?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to the neighborhoods and the neighborhood folks that are here. Y'all have set the example. You know, we have a lot of neighborhood associations that have gotten kind of, you know, like maybe tired and they just don't feel like doing anything anymore, you know. And I think it's important for people to see what y'all have done. I'm real interested in the garbage cans with a chip in them that tells when they're full. I mean, I need some of those chips. But I'm just so excited to see y'all being so active and like I said, setting an example. I mean, I think that lots of neighborhoods need to watch what y'all have done and aspire to be as great as you have been. I'm just, and the smiling faces, you know, it just says it all. Y'all just look happy. So thank you for doing what you've done and spread it around, you know. I mean, just go brag everywhere you go so that, you know, the neighborhoods that aren't doing anything, you know, might wake up and say, hey, you know, we're looking a little weak here. So thank you all for what you've done. And I know there's lots of people that aren't here today that have worked very hard too, but y'all are here and you're happy.
Thank you. Councilor Tate?
Thank you, Madam President. Congratulations, Jason and Ms. Sims. Two things stood out to me that was very important that you guys pointed out: collective movement and building. Ms. Sims, how you passed the baton to Mr. Gunn. And that's what we have to do. You know, we glean, we learn, and when it's time, we pass. But I'm really proud of you all. You all represented Birmingham very well. I talk about this all the time. Collective movement and building is very important. As my colleagues have stated, I believe in replication. This is a model that can be followed all through all 99 neighborhoods in Ms. Street. And when we talk about the farm, it can be followed. Nothing needs to be replicated. And, you know, we constantly say this: if we want better neighborhoods, we got to collectively move together. This is what it's all about when it comes to fighting crime, anything. We got to be where we care about where we live at. You know, if you see some trash, I'm like the Miss Kravitz, Jason. I snap, take pictures, and report too. So congratulations again. You guys represented Birmingham very well. And Birmingham is a great place to live. I would not trade it for anything.
Thank you. Well, again, we are very excited for the work that you've done, and just I'm so happy and elated that you brought these ideas forward, you presented them, and you were awarded for them. I do want to ask, I did attend the 5 Points West Community Fun Day, and I'd like to see this as a model for other neighboring neighborhoods, where you can put your monies and your talents and put everything together, and then we just come together and fellowship together. So thank you. And I'm like you, Miss Abbott, I want to know about that chip in that can. I'm really excited about that. All right. Councilor Clark's going to end this out.
If I may, I just want to acknowledge the hard work of Andre Watson in helping us implement all the things we dream up. So thank you for always being there with us.
Thank you.
Madam President, councilors, that concludes the mayor's report. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Whitman. Mr. Clerk, are there any announcement of boards and agency expirations for July?
We did not receive it.
All right, thank you. Next, at this time, we'll entertain consideration of consent agenda. And Mr. Clerk, would you lead us through those items that are considered for consent?
Okay, our consent agenda starts on page 2 with items 1, 2, 3, and 4. Page 3, items 5, 6, and 7 are on consent. Page 4, items 8 and 9 are on consent. And we skip over to page 20, and we're requesting that item number 11 be removed from consent. Page 21, items 12 and 13 are on consent. Page 22, we have items 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 on consent. And that concludes the consent agenda. We have one addendum item.
All right, thank you. Councilors, are there any items you'd like to have added or removed from consent? Right. Councilor Quinn?
Can we add item number 22 to the consent, please?
The request is to add item 22, which is in front of you, separate sheet. Can we add that to consent? Thank you. Okay. And councilors, we did have a request on item number 9. Continuing over to page 17, it's property that's listed under number 326. So that's on page 17. Property listed as number 326. We've been asked to move that off consent. So when we consider this item, we will not be considering that item. They're going to talk with administration about that item. That's on page 17. That's property number 326, or item number 326 under 17. Everybody together on that one, page 17. All right. All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or citizen interested in a public hearing so requests. If so, such items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All matters of permanent operation, which are indicated with a P, will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. Council's going to entertain a motion and a second.
Motion to approve.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, thank you. All the items that were considered for consent have been approved, and we hope you have a great day, and we'll continue with if you're here for any of those items, they have been approved, and we'll now continue with the rest of our agenda. Mr. Clerk?
Okay, we'll do items 10 and 11 as requested together. Page 20, item number 10, a resolution assenting to the vacation of the following 154,638 square feet of unopened right-of-way that is located parallel to and between East Lake Boulevard and 15th Avenue North and perpendicular to 50th Street North on behalf of the Birmingham Airport Authority owners so that the owner can consolidate property in the hearing of all interested parties, case number SUB 2023-11. And item 11, a resolution to waive the right-of-way vacation fee in the amount of $58,762.44 in connection with the vacation of approximately 154,638 square feet of unopened right-of-way that is located at 1910 50th Street North, Birmingham, to redevelop Air Cargo Building Number 2 because of the positive economic impact the project will have on the city of Birmingham. Case number SUB 2023-11. Motion, both items. Item is before you.
All right, thank you. Councilors, we've been asked to consider items 10 and 11 together, and this was submitted by the Public Improvements and Beautification Committee, as well as Subdivision Committee, so I'll turn it over to Councilor Pro Tem.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Would you like to tell us about the item? Yes, thank you. Good morning. My name is Kim Spurl. I serve as the City Zoning Administrator in the Department of Planning, Engineering, and Permits. The two items before you today are related to subdivision case 2023-11 for property located at 1910 50th Street North. The request before you in item 10 is to vacate the right-of-way. It's unopened right-of-way located parallel to and between East Lake Boulevard and 15th Avenue North, and also perpendicular to 50th Street North. The amount of right-of-way requested to be vacated is 154,638 square feet. The second item, number 11, is a request to waive the vacation fee. That vacation fee was set at $58,762.44. The right-of-way vacation was recommended by the Subdivision Committee of the Birmingham Planning Commission and the Public Improvements and Beautification Committee for approval, and the fee waiver was recommended by the Economic Development Committee. If you have any additional questions, we do have an engineer with the Birmingham Airport Authority here to answer any questions.
Okay, would you come to the mic and state your name and give us any information you'd like us to have?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Jeff Havercroft. I'm a civil engineer with Sarcor LLC. I'm representing the Birmingham Airport Authority on this matter.
Okay.
The purpose of this vacation is to expand the cargo facilities out there at the airport, and bring more business to the city. I think we'll have an economic development in the construction of that project, as well as ongoing business that's generated through that.
Okay, thank you. So this is a public hearing. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak for or against this item? Are there any councilors that have any questions? Councilor Clark?
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. I was just curious, I know you just recently broke ground on an air cargo facility. Is this paving the way for yet another one, or is it related to the same one?
Ma'am, my understanding is that it will be a new facility. That's not a project
Yeah,
I'm directly
as
involved in,
the
so
engineer, you may not know that,
and,
but, okay.
yeah, I can't, I don't want to tell you what I don't know, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes, sir. You could come up. Are you ready to speak? If you could state your name, your address.
Yes, I'm Marcelo Lima. I'm with the Birmingham Airport Authority with Planning and Development. I just wanted to address your question, if I may. This is a new air cargo facility. It's the same one that we did the groundbreaking last week for. So it's just the one facility. That's correct.
Okay. Are there any other councilors that have any questions? Okay. Madam President, I would like to call for the vote.
Thank you very much. Mr. Clerk, we'll call for the vote.
Okay, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, thank you very much. Both of those items passed. Thank you. Do you have any other items on our agenda?
Just the announcements from my office.
Okay.
Item 20, receiving the emergency purchase notice from the purchasing agent relative to the replacement of HVAC unit at Division of Youth Services building located at 1608 7th Avenue North, Birmingham. And item 21, receiving the emergency purchase notice from the purchasing agent relative to procurement of cleaning products to replenish the warehouse to fill orders for various City of Birmingham departments.
All right, thank you very much. And just for the public, I just want to be sure that you realize that item number 22 did include a resolution that set a public hearing for our budget public hearing, and that's Tuesday, June 20th at 5:30 p.m. You'll receive more information about that later, time you can come in and sign up and those type things, but we'll get that information out to the public. All right, thank you all. Councilors, at this time, we're ready to entertain any comments or announcements you have from your districts, and we'll start with Council Taylor. You ready? Thank you. He's ready. Okay, thank you, Council. Come on, Councilor Woods. Thank you.
Yeah, so real quick, want to, number one, just thank everybody who helped out with making the Magic City Showcase a success for the third year. Really cool to see all the young student athletes come out and compete, and we actually had kids come in from South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia this year. And so just kind of excited to see it grow and continue to stretch out. And then also want to announce that Apple Valley will be having its neighborhood meeting tonight at East Pinson Valley Rec Center, and that meeting is going to be held at 6 p.m. They also have a Zoom option as well if you can't make it in person. And then also next Monday at East Precinct the Roebuck Neighborhood Association will meet at 6:30 p.m. So definitely want to encourage all residents to get out and be engaged and participate in your communities.
Thank you, Councilor Woods. Councilor Tate?
Thank you, Madam President. The Wylam Neighborhood Meeting will be tonight at 6 p.m. at the Wylam Library located at 4300 7th Avenue North, Birmingham 35224. The Civico Finley Neighborhood Meeting will be held on Wednesday, June the 7th at 6 p.m. at the Civico Plant Community Room that's located at 1500 32nd Avenue North, Birmingham, Alabama. The Oak Ridge Neighborhood will be held on Thursday, June the 8th at 4 p.m. and this conference call, you can dial in by calling 952-206-4918. The passcode is 223418. Hooper City Neighborhood Meeting will be on Thursday, June the 8th at 6 p.m. at the Hooper Center Rec Center, located at 3901 4th Street West, Birmingham. The next public safety meeting will be held on Tuesday, June the 13th at 1 p.m. in conference room D&E. Please submit agenda items email by tomorrow, Wednesday, June the 7th, no later than 12 noon to Patrice Collins and that's patrice.collins@birmingham.gov. Also, the Fountain Heights Community Cleanup will be Saturday, June the 10th from 9 to 11 at the Fountain Heights Recreation Center that's located at 1101 15th Avenue North. Please contact Ms. Bondaria Lyons and Vice President Darlena Battle so they have, if you want to participate. Madam President, I do want to mention the shootings that took place in Kingston and how, I'm very, very, just, I don't even have the words to say, but I do want the, the community to know that we are doing everything as a collective to make sure that we are working on community safety and public safety issues. We've made some significant investments into the Aspen Institute, also bringing a credible messenger training to the city that would get people into the streets, into these communities. So this is an effort where it is just not it's not a problem that the city can solve itself. We need everybody, community. We need everybody. So I'm just encouraging, those in community to step up and be a part of the solution and to move collectively with us when it comes to safe, sustainable neighborhoods. And so City Hall, my office is always open to have these conversations with those. And so I just don't want people to think this is falling on deaf ears, because it's not a night that I go to bed and don't think about what I can be doing and as a leader and moving collectively with people on the national level. Just came back from John Jay College from the Safer Cities conference. And I'm a replicator, so it is things out here that we are putting in place, and we want you to continue to talk to us about this and how we can work together collectively, because it's going to take all of us to solve, what is going on and get people moving in the right direction. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Tate. Councilor Williams?
Thank you, Madam President. First, wanted to congratulate the Legion on their victory this past Wednesday, and that was not only did they have a sellout, or not sellout, the largest attendance they've ever had. They will also be playing Inter Miami, which is different than what they thought they were going to be playing tomorrow at 7 o'clock, also at Protective Stadium. So for anybody in the city that wants to come out, it was really cool seeing those 12,000 fans at Protective, and I hope that we can continue to support our own home team, because it is special that a city our size has all of the different athletic teams that we have. So I hope we can continue to support that. Also, this Saturday, June the 10th, is the fishing rodeo. I hope to see everyone in this room there. It starts at 7 o'clock, and I know that might be earlier than some of us want to be there, but it does last till 1 p.m., so I hope to see everybody there. And that's June the 10th at Eastlake Park. Economic Development and Tourism Committee meeting has been canceled for today, and the next scheduled meeting will be June the 20th at 11:30. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilor Williams. Councilor Clark, are you ready?
Thank you, Madam President. Well, we had an interesting weekend in District 8 this past weekend, or actually the past couple of days. On a good note, the A.G. Gaston Boys and Girls Club and Parks and Rec hosted the second Youth Summit, so we were pretty excited about that. That was at Legion Field on Saturday, but Saturday night we had 2 different Airbnbs in College Hills, like a block and a half apart, filled with young people. One is a 9-bedroom, filled with very young people, and they had, about midnight, they just had this shootout, like one house shooting at the other, and it got the neighbors pretty terrified and excited. And, you know, both of these properties have been coexisting fairly peaceably with the neighborhood until, I guess this is the second incident at one that involved shooting, and it appears that the adults rented the facility and turned it over to young people and were not there to supervise. And so it was pretty terrifying, and I don't know, we got to do something. Also, we had a church on Inslee Avenue and Avenue S, a Methodist church, that it has long since been vacant. I think Pastor Houston's church, and he turned it back over to the Methodists. But it's been, you know, the subject of many complaints because there are people living in it, you know, who shouldn't be there. And so it just, I mean, it just reminds me that we probably need some initiative. I know, you know, we successfully started the reclamation of an old school in Bush Hills, and, you know, hopefully it's a model for reclaiming some of this vacant property, but we really need to assert some gentle encouragement to, like, the Baptist Association, the Methodist Association, these folks who get these properties back once they're, you know, they're no longer active, you know, to engage in planning for them to be reused or disposed of. I believe they market them to other churches, but a lot of times, you know, other churches don't come along. And so, you know, I can think of several in my district. So if we can come up with a way with the planning department or something there to be more proactive with engaging some of these associations that hold these vacant church properties, I think we should try to encourage them to do something before this happens. To things going on, we do have neighborhood meetings tonight. We have 2. The Fairview neighborhood will meet today at 5:30 via conference call. You can call the office at 254-2304 to get the dial-in information. Also, the Thomas neighborhood is meeting in person. They gather at the Mount Hebron Baptist Church Thomas at 6:30 p.m. Also, there is an ARPA Creative Industries Recovery Grant Program that is live now and welcoming applications. This grant program is intended to provide direct financial assistance to creative ventures that were negatively impacted during the COVID-19 pandemic. So 40 grants, and that's grants of $5,000 each, will be awarded to City of Birmingham-based small businesses and nonprofits who work in the creative industries. So this includes culture and heritage, culinary arts, design, media and film, performing arts, visual arts, and crafts. So for more information on this program, you can go to createbirmingham.org. That's createbirmingham.org, and that's spelled out, to learn more about this program and to apply before the deadline, which is June 30th. And let's see, also happening this coming Saturday, the Omicron Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha and the Birmingham Alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi are hosting the Westside Community Wellness Expo at the beautiful new AKA Pearl Center, which is located in Bush Hills at 1025 4th Avenue West. And that's going to take place this Saturday from 9 a.m. till noon. And this is a family-friendly event. You can attendees can enjoy free health screening, fitness activities, and engagement from various wellness-focused organizations. And it's free and open to the public, and they will have a kid zone. Also coming up this week, let's see, is it this week or next week? This is next week, is Greater Shiloh is hosting a Juneteenth community breakfast. And this is being hosted by their Cornerstone Community Development Foundation. And that's going to happen on June 16th at 8:30 a.m. at the Bill Harris Arena, which is located at Fair Park. They call it Fair Park still, but we call it Crossplex. But anyway, find out more about that and plan on attending and supporting that event. And finally, each Thursday, weather permitting, we meet up at Starbucks at the Crossplex or Fair Park, depending on what you want to call it. At 7:55 a.m., we do a gentle community walk, about a 1.5 mile loop. And we usually are joined by our partners at Freshwater Land Trust, because we also share information and try to build excitement about the Valley Creek Trail extension, which will come up through Midfield and Central Park and terminate somewhere between the Crossplex and Rickwood Field. It's really supposed to terminate at the Crossplex, but I'm hoping it can terminate at Rickwood Field. So join us for a walk and just some good community conversations, and all paces are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Clark. Councilor Moore?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President. So we got a couple of neighborhood association meetings that are taking place on Monday of next week. We got Inglenook that will take place at 5:30 at the Inglenook Rec Center. Airport Highlands that will take place at 6 p.m. at Brownsville Heights Community Center. We have Woodlawn that will take place at 6 p.m. also at Willowwood Park Rec Center. And then Roebuck that will take place at 6:30 p.m. at the East Precinct. Wanted to kind of talk about, some of the different things that have taken place in Kingston and really throughout District 4, some of the different shootings that have taken place. I know my colleague, Councilor Tate, made mention of Kingston specifically. And I can't tell you, how many times I've, had conversations with people from the community about these different events, and how saddening it is, how saddening it was to receive these messages of something, being shared thousands of times on Facebook. And it's challenging because for me, I look at things like this and I'm just like, man, where's the compassion? Where's the empathy? The generation that we live in, we have so many different avenues where we're being bombarded with, violence. We actually, are even entertained by it. Every time we turn on the radio, we hear some type of song, some type of, dance craze on TikTok that is promoting violence in our communities. And that's a problem. It's a problem that, we really need to take a deeper look into. I'm excited about, the program and initiatives that, Councilor Tate is pushing forward. I know that, the mayor and the city is really, doing their part to, make changes as well. But this is something that, each and every one of us has to play a part in. We all know that. But I think we have to take an active role in being more visible and being more intentional and really making ourselves more proximate to the folks that need us most. There are some people who, won't know anything different, won't see anything different unless they are exposed to individuals who have information, who, are willing to share and to edify and uplift. And so I'm really just, asking and calling on each and every person, like, if this is something that bothers you, which it should, then find a place. Find a place. I don't care if that's in the school system. I don't care if that's, going inside the community itself. I don't care if that's, just posting up at a gas station and, talking to folks, like whatever you feel led to do in your heart, please do that. Because again, there's a lack of compassion that is in our generation of today. And sometimes, just a simple hello or a good morning could be the start to, brighten somebody's day. I know that sounds really cliche and, real minimal, but sometimes that could be the very thing that, stops somebody from jumping over the ledge and taking it the next step. And so I just really would, caution everybody to, be real sensitive to those moments. If there's ever a time when you feel the need or you feel led to just be that light, please do just that. Be that light and be an example. So.
Thank you, Councilor Moore. Councilor Abbott.
Thank you very much, Madam President. On Wednesday, June 14th, the Planning and Zoning Committee will be having its meeting. The meeting room will be Conference Room A, which is different for us, so just remember when you go to the meeting and there's no one there, you're in the wrong room. Last weekend, Glen Iris Elementary School celebrated its 100th anniversary, and Vulcan celebrated his birthday too, so it was a big weekend for District 3. On Wednesday, June 7th, we will be having a predatory parking enforcement town hall meeting here in this room. The speakers can sign up between 5:30 and 6, and then the meeting starts at 6. So this is to talk about something that we get complaints about like every single weekend, and sometimes in between, because we have issues with our ordinance. I think we need to tighten it up, and this will be good. And all the people who've been towed away need to come to that meeting and let us know how they feel, even though they've already called us a million times and we haven't figured out a way to fix it, but we're going to. This Saturday, from 8:30 to 12, the Glen Iris Neighborhood Association has a cleanup. It's conflicting with the fishing rodeo, but somehow, we'll make it through. The cleanup is everyone's meeting at Bessie Estelle Park, which needs cleaning up. Of course, everywhere in the neighborhood needs cleaning up. You do a cleanup, and the next day, people have covered it up with trash again. It's very frustrating to see how trashy people are that live in Birmingham. If people come here to visit, that's one thing they really notice about us, is that we love to throw our trash out the car window as we're driving by, or maybe we fill up the bed of our truck with trash and then we just drive around. It seems to be the way it works. But anyway, we're going to have a cleanup and try to do something about it. But I wish that people would think before they toss things out their car windows. Maybe we need a chip for each car, and when the car is full, we'll know to give them a ticket or something. Anyway, neighborhood meetings coming up tonight. Forest Park South Avondale meets at the Avondale Library at 6:30 p.m. And then on this coming Monday, the Glen Iris meeting was moved from last night to this coming Monday, and it will be at 6:30 p.m. via Zoom only. We've been having hybrid meetings where we meet in person, but I'm not really sure why we're doing it Zoom only, but it's Zoom only. So if anyone has any concerns or issues in Birmingham, calling 311 is a good way to report them. But an even better way is to download the My BHAM 311 app to your phone and go around taking pictures of all the mess in your neighborhood and turn it in that way. That way it's documented, and when the people go out to find it, they know what they're looking for. So I'm a big proponent of the My BHAM 311 app. And I did want to ask Chief Sparks, if people are still using the C-Click Fix app, is that a bad idea, or I mean, people have asked me about that, and I don't know the answer.
President? Madam President?
I'm sorry, go ahead, Chief.
Yes, ma'am. So it will transition over to the 311 app. We still have it available for that window, but we would rather they download the 311 app. So if they do use C-Click Fix, it will transition over, but the goal is to move away from C-Click Fix and use the My Birmingham 311 app.
Because it's tailored to us.
It's tailored directly to us, that's right.
Yeah, because C-Click Fix doesn't have a lot of the issues that we have. You know, concrete sewer covers that fall in the hole. You know, other cities don't seem to have that. So, okay, so put the My BHAM 311 app on your phone. I guess you can eliminate the C-Click Fix after you do that. Anyway, and as always, we still have our website that has all of the other information that we don't have a good way to get out, and it's bhamdistrict3.com. So thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you, Mrs. Abbott. Councilor Quinn?
Thank you, Madam President. Start off with some neighborhood announcements for District 5. Eastlake Neighborhood Association will meet tonight at 6 p.m. at Household of Faith Church at 7501 Division Avenue. Forest Park South Avondale Neighborhood Association will also meet tonight at 6:30 at the Avondale Library at 509 40th Street South. The Smithfield Neighborhood Association will meet this Thursday, June 8th at 6 p.m. at the Smithfield Court Community Center located at 805 First Street North. And finally, the Oak Ridge Park Neighborhood Association will meet on Monday, June 12th at 6 p.m. at the Harris Homes Recreation Center located at 600 Brussels Circle. I want to congratulate our colleagues in the city of Pelham. It was recently announced that they were the recipient of not one, but 2 rail crossing elimination grants totaling over $42 million. The city of Birmingham's application was not funded. However, we still have opportunity for our project to receive funding through the Consolidated Rail Infrastructure Safety Improvements Program, or the CRISI program. We were encouraged by the Federal Rail Administration to put in applications for both, and so we're keeping our fingers crossed that the CRISI application will be funded. Again, that project totals about $10 million, 20% of which has to be local funds. The Norfolk Southern is contributing, or has promised, $1.5 million towards that $10 million. And it's a collaborative project between the city of Birmingham, Trussville, and others. So we should find out sometime later this summer if that application is funded. As Councilor Abbott mentioned, there will be a town hall tomorrow night on parking and towing. I'm anticipating that the way that meeting will happen is that the Office of the City Attorney, Julie Bernard, will kind of give us context on what the issue has been and how that applies to our local ordinances, and then kind of go through what changes they are suggesting that the council make to those ordinances. And then the public will have an opportunity to provide some feedback. So if you're anticipating wanting to speak there'll be an opportunity to do that between 5:30 and 6:30, and then the meeting will start at 6. So
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I said 5:30 and
Yes.
6:30. It's actually 5:30 to 6, and the meeting will start at 6.
Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you for looking at me sideways, Councilor Abbott.
Councilor Quinn, I had a quick question
Sure.
about the rail crossing grant application. Is that for Harris Homes, or is that a different one?
Yeah, it's actually for the section of rail between really Woodlawn and Trussville.
Okay, so it's not something to help the people at Harris Homes, or does it?
Yes, it
It
would.
does.
Yeah,
Okay,
it would.
okay.
So it's actually kind of two target areas. One is in the city of Trussville, and the other is Harris Homes, which is in the Oak Ridge Park, and then adjacent area in the Woodlawn, Crestwood North area. So, just a summary. What's envisioned is eliminating the crossings and creating underpasses or overpasses. So there would be a bridge in Trussville and some underpasses constructed in the city of Birmingham. But there would need to be planning and engineering that would happen first. So that's what the $10 million would go towards. And then we would have to reapply for an implementation grant, and that would be on the scale of $150 million by today's construction prices. So, okay. Transportation Committee. The Transportation Committee will meet on Monday, June 12th on the 3rd floor in conference rooms D and E. Items can be submitted to the agenda by contacting Kimberly Phillips at kimberly.phillips@birminghamal.gov. Also, wanted to mention that Steel City Jazz Fest is coming up June 15th through the 17th. The concerts on the 16th and 17th will be out here in Lynn Park. Tickets are available. The VIP tickets have already sold out, by the way, so if you're interested in going, please check that out. There is a free event at Lit on 8th, actually, in Smithfield. But looking at the website, it looks like you have to RSVP for that event. So, but it is free. So, again, that's June 15th through the 17th, Steel City Jazz Fest. That concludes my announcement.
Thank you, Dr. Quinn. Madam Pro Tem?
Thank you, Madam President. We have several neighborhood meetings coming up. This evening, we have Oakwood Place meeting today at 4 p.m. at the Harrison Park Recreation Center. This is in person. Then tonight, via conference call, we have Mason City neighborhood meeting that will meet at 4:30 p.m. The call-in number is 712-770-8017, and the access code is 843-426. The North Titusville neighborhood meeting will meet tomorrow at 5 p.m. at Memorial Park Recreation Center. And then on Monday, June 12th, West End Manor will meet at 5 p.m. at New Hope Baptist Church. The next PIC meeting is today at 2 p.m. in conference rooms D and E. The next Budget and Finance meeting will meet on Monday, June 12th at 3:30 p.m. in conference rooms D and E. Submissions are due tomorrow by noon. All submissions after noon will be placed on the next Budget and Finance agenda. We have a couple of events this weekend for the District 6. We have one on Thursday. We have our health forum, which will be from 5 to 6 at the West End Library. The topic will be men's health, and we will have Dr. Dakota Price from Cahaba Medical and Nurse Wheeler. She's a nurse practitioner from Oak Street Health. and both of them are in District 6. It's very important I chose men's health because a lot of times I think men suffer in silence when they come to their health, or they don't feel comfortable going to the doctor. So hopefully we have a lot of men attend this health forum on Thursday. And we will have light refreshments as well. We will have our first farmers market this Saturday. It is from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. at Memorial Park. We will have 14 vendors and farmers. You'll be able to use your EBT, your SNAP, cash, credit card, Apple Pay, pretty much any form of method. We will have also shaved ice, jewelry, a little food, so you'll be able to get fresh vegetables and fruits and a little bit to eat. And we will actually have bags for you, like at the farmers market at Pepper Place, and we'll have the logo that Alicia so wonderfully made a couple of months ago. And also the Arlington House will host the Fish Fry Fridays from 11 to 2. Plates are $10. And then I was late today for council meeting because I was able to bring greetings at Washington K through 8 for the 8th grade graduation. So congratulations to the 8th graders, and congratulations to Ramsey High School. They had their graduation this past Friday. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you very much. These are the announcements for District 7. I'd like to begin by giving kudos and special thanks to the Oxmoor neighborhood. They had a shred event on last Saturday. It was very well attended, gave all of us an opportunity to come by and drop off some of those paper items that we probably didn't want to just put in the trash, but we needed to shred. So I'm grateful to the neighborhood president, Mrs. Green, and Mrs. Kirk for their leadership and they want to plan to have this as an annual event. Also, Councilor Williams, I won't be able to attend the fishing rodeo Saturday, but I will be attending my graduation ceremony from Leadership Birmingham. Otherwise, I would have been there right. I would have been there right at 7 o'clock. Trust me. But so I do wish you good luck with that. We do have neighborhood meetings on Thursday, June 8th. The West Brownsville Neighborhood Association will meet via conference call, and you can call the office to get that information. The Roosevelt City Neighborhood Association will be meeting at the Roosevelt Community Center, and that'll be at 11 o'clock a.m. on Thursday. On Saturday, it's already been announced. We're excited. We'll be joining over there in District 8 for the Community Wellness event, so I'm very excited to have that going on over there. As Ms. Clark said, the beautiful Pearl Center. On Monday, June 12th, the Oxmoor Valley Neighborhood Association, they'll be meeting at the Oxmoor Valley Center, and that'll be at 6 p.m. And there's a bulk trash and brush pickup scheduled for Germania Park North. So if you live in that area, get your bulk trash out, and let's get ready to get that picked up. On Saturday, June 24th, the district is partnering with several organizations, and this begins the KISS 98.7 or 98.7 KISS. They're going to be going out into communities, having different cleanups, and so we're excited to partner with them. We'll have that first one on Saturday, June 24th, and that will start out at the West Brownsville Park. That's at 5201 Jefferson Avenue, 35211. We'll be starting at 10 a.m., so you can volunteer and register by going to 987KISS.com. You can sign up there, or you can go to the Empowered Citizens of Birmingham page. We'll be partnering along also with KBB. We know Sade. We're very excited for the help they give us with providing those tools and equipment, as well as Birmingham Park and Rec. So that'll be Saturday, June 24th. I just want to remind everyone, immediately following this meeting, we will be having our 311 meeting. So 911. Did I say 311? 911. And so don't leave. We need a quorum for that. Mrs. Silas would appreciate to have a quorum. At this time, we would like to turn our attention to our speakers list. And Mr. Clerk, if you'll go ahead and call up our speakers.
Frank Matthews.
Good morning, Mr. Matthews.
Good midday to you, Mr. President. Pull off my Rockaware. Red run warm for a reason. This is D-Day, the 6th of June, where France was held captive by the Nazis. And they did some, Eisenhower and the rest, changed, revolutionized the world. But I have a nexus with that. 32 years ago, when I came to Birmingham, the first march, because there were gang claiming wars all over. They was running out of territorial spaces in New York. The Crips, 36 to 86 and the 24s was running out of territory. The Bloods was running out of territory, so they was infiltrating black cities with black leadership, moving into Birmingham, moving into Arkansas, moving into Memphis, moving holistically and strategically and bringing what they call gang babies into the schools. A lot was going on. So we had 6 gang-related killings in Metropolitan Garden one night. I was out of prison, had married a woman in prison, and came to the streets, and I was doing my own thing. But after that incident, I went over to Metropolitan Garden and met a young man by the name of Tyree that was shot big holes in his chest, and another little gentleman. And they put guns on me. In Metropolitan Garden, it was the most dangerous zip code in America at the time. And I told them, shoot me, kill me. I will still love all you little guys. I went to jail when I was 11 years old for a week and a night in the county jail. I was arrested 33 times before I was even 19 years old. I was in prison in Denver, prison in Colorado. But to make a long story short, we changed things in this city. We changed things. We changed things where Dr. Arrington appointed me as a gang liaison. And a baptized 12 gang member. Then Dr. Arrington created 20 positions for young men to work in the street and sanitation off the recommendation of myself. And Sister Crystal's mother, along with Paul Hoban and myself, created the first division of youth service because we understood we had too many people doing a whole lot of nothing and getting paid and laid, but it was not, they were laying away to children. We created that. And so many other things. Gun buyback. Nobody in America has beat the first gun buyback that I did in this city. Got 401 guns off the streets in less than an hour and a half. So we can run to Memphis, we can run everywhere. But guess what? I did a lot in that time before I turned to the evilness of politics. Because, you know why I turned? Because I found out that the politics was more gangster than the guys on the street. So I changed from God's gangster, not a neighborhood prankster, never went to college, but God gave me knowledge in your town, don't mess around, come by car, plane, or train, and drive the devil insane in Jesus' name, because he's to blame for the same slip and slide, ambulance, jive. Put up your pants, walk around town looking like a clown with a frown. Better wake up and smell the roses, realize in Christ, your life is chosen. So I created TV shows, in your face, showed the mindset what city leaders didn't even believe until I did grave funerals and showed when y'all lead the funerals how the gangs would do their ceremonies. Because they said there wasn't gangs in Birmingham. Look, if you ain't got no solution, you're going to be a part of the pollution. So what I've done and what I'm doing, you know I haven't been messing with you. And a lot of y'all think I don't like it. I don't like me like Miss Abbott. Y'all don't know Miss Abbott used to love my brother. Not that kind of way, but my brother helped her with the first campaign, Philip Matthews. And she would always love him better than me. Me and Abby, we get along, we get it wrong. I remember she came on a radio show. She said, Frank, they say you're going to kill me on here, but you won't buy it. No, she always got a down-so story because she's the oldest council person serving. But anyway, these last years I got, 1 minute and I'll be through. I'm 67, 32 years of being acclimated, motivated, and stimulated in the city. But like Samson first, killed 1,000 men with a jawbone of ass. But that wasn't the most important. When he got his hair back, he didn't get his vision, but he found the columns. And in his death, he took out more Philistines than he did with the jawbone and ass. So God's gangster returning. I'm doing a radio show, I'm doing a TV show, and I know good white folks too. I'm going to get with Miss Kay Nielsen, Mr. George Barber. I'm going to get the money to do what I need because you need money. You just can't jump out here and do stuff. But when y'all get through, and when it starts shining, when God's gangsters function again with unction, I ain't going to need you then. Because I've asked. I've met with the mayor a number of times about the old Rex YMCA over there between, and I'm through, I promise you, the old YMCA between Birmingham, I worked with the mayor and said, these are things that we could do. I can tie the prisons in, and how I know how to do this. I know how to save Frank Matthews. Because it wasn't the system that saved me. God did. And he gave me all I needed. That's why my Bentley paid for. That's why my house paid for. Because I made a good living. Because I know what to do. And I'm going to still do it. In spite of you might not like it. But I love you guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. Thank you.
Brenda Holyfield. Brenda Holyfield.
So her and Ms. Juanita Foster, they stepped out.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That concludes then our speakers list. We appreciate everything. Councilor Williams, you want to give us a
All in
those
favor,
please say aye. And now we'll turn it over to 911. Thank you, Ms. Silas.